out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freeze up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speak up. Anonymous activity, body beat stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and ease up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freeze up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speak up. Anonymous activity, body beat stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and ease up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freeze up.
Welcome, welcome to the Ultimate DJ Music Review and More Talk Show. I am your host, Ms. Taj B. Listen, guys, y'all give me 1 or 2 seconds. I'm gonna kick it with you while I'm getting it. Mr. Dirty Fingers is in the back there, y'all. So we waiting on Dirty Fingers to pull over and find him a spot to chill. And he's going to come back in a minute. I'm trying right now, guys. I don't know if y'all see me, but I'm trying to. Something happened with my StreamYard key, and it's not allowing me to go live, and I don't know why. But anyway, so we here in the building. I got half a way due, y'all. Y'all know I had my braids up there. These are my braids. Y'all don't even know that though, but I got in a ponytail this week. Holla. Anyway, we have, and I'm sweating. Y'all know what's up with the air conditioner. Y'all know I'm in here usually nose sniffling and coughing and sneezing and carrying on. But for some reason, don't seem like my air conditioner getting cold. I'm going to have to call up the building and find out, well, what's happening up here in my studio, because this ain't right. Anyway, welcome to the Ultimate DJ Music Review and More Talk Show. Of course, I am your host, Ms. Taj B. And y'all know every week I always have somebody wonderful in the building. And of course, this week it don't change. We got the man himself, and I'm so happy to have him because he's a DJ like me. And so we get a chance to kick it. You know, usually I'm talking to rappers and poets or medics or stuff like that. But y'all know since DJ Big Easy and two mics, two DJs and a mic, I ain't had a DJ, so I'm happy to have another DJ. So you guys do me a solid and welcome Mr. Dirty Fingers in the building. Hey, woo, 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 woo. Welcome.
Hey. So, Miss Cash, what's going on?
I'm chilling. Dirty Fingers.
Yes,
You said I might mention it. I said I might. But wait a minute. I give you a chance to mention all that. And this your opportunity right now to mention all the stuff.
Okay, so my name is Dirty Fingers, Mr. Dirty Fingers. I am the founder of Funk Nation Radio. We are a weekend mix show on FM radio out here in Northeast Pennsylvania. You can hear me the same time on Friday night, Saturday night, 11:59 p.m. until 3 a.m. on 2 stations. If you're in the Poconos, I'm on 90.3 West FM at East Stroudsburg University. And if you're in the Lehigh Valley, I'm at Lafayette College at 104.9 WJRH. I am the only authentic urban mix show in this marketplace. I'm also the executive producer for Funk Nation Recordings, and we just dropped our newest release, our first full-length project by Javier Gooden. And full disclosure, he is my son, but that don't mean anything other than he's great. And we've been getting some good feedback thus far on the project. It's called Kings Wear Crowns, Volume 2. So we just start off with those two, and if you want to dip into the other one, you let me know.
Yeah, we gonna dip. We gonna definitely dip. But Javier Gooden, tell us where we can find his music at. Let us know where he can be found at.
You can find him right now on Spotify, on Apple Music. If you are in India, you can find him on Ghana. If you're in Africa, you can find him on Boomplay. He's on all platforms. His name is Javier. That's Javier. Javier, not Xavier. Javier Gooden. That's Gooden. The name of the project is Young Kings Wear Crowns. That's the name of the
Okay.
project. Young Wear Crowns is volume two, because the first one was a mixtape that we put out in 2022. So
Yeah.
volume two is the whole project, and you can find them on all platforms, including our website, javiergooden.com.
Okay, good. That's good information to know, and I hope that everybody go ahead and check him out. Um, Let me throw this up here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm an old head, so I don't know too much. Um, he could register right there. That's a registration for the radio station.
Okay. And I'm
Okay,
putting in the chat our web.
I can't
So
hear you.
I hope
You borging out.
they're both. Hold on. I'm back.
Okay, there you go.
I put I put in the chat our website for anybody that's in the chat also.
Okay, all right. I'll copy that and put it in the comment section. Now, Dirty Fingers, I always tell y'all beforehand how this thing go, but for the audience sake, I always say it again. I do this 5 question thing. It's usually to just get to know you a little bit and to break the ice. And then once we break the
Mm-hmm.
ice, we kind of just go ahead and kick it for a little while. And I got a little quirky sense of humor and shit, so I hope that you can hang with me, and I hope you good with laughing. Cause we laugh and joke over here. And I can't hear you again.
I can hear you. I can
Yeah, I
hear
can
you
hear
just
you now.
fine.
Yeah, I can hear you
All right.
now. Okay. Okay. You ready for the questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Let's
Yep.
let's hit them. Let's hit them. Um 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 um. Don't be messing with me. I'm trying. I'm getting older. I'm getting older. That's why I always tell my kids I'm getting older. And
Older.
yeah, I'm getting older. Er. What's the first record or song that made you fall in love with music? And do you still spin it today?
Parliament Funkadelic, not just me deep. It's probably that record. And yes, I still spin it today, especially when I need a bathroom break at the club or outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our man just died a couple days ago, Sly Stone. The
No,
other master creator of all the hip hop break beats. We
that's
credit
right.
Sly and James Brown, with
On this side,
that
it's
invention. You feel what I'm saying? So we want to give a shout out to Sly Stone on top of that Parliament shout out, because he came with that crew too. Go
absolutely.
ahead, I'm listening.
I said absolutely. I recognize.
Yeah. How do you
Mm-hmm.
decide which tracks make it onto your show? What And that's a two-part question. I asked it in two parts.
Mm-hmm. So the first one, answer the first one.
How do you decide which tracks make it onto your show?
What feels good and creativity, creative in the creative sense. Also, what sparks an idea. So if I'm listening to new music that I get in my email or that I've asked somebody to send me because I was online and heard it,
Yeah,
um, it might be I might number one I have to love it. It has to move me. It has to touch me in a way that I'm like, oh, this is funky, or the vocals, or the rap is incredible, or the beat is just fire. So
yeah,
that makes me that's what makes me want the song. But ultimately in programming, it's all about what do I feel I want to start with first. If I want to start with tempo, then I'm going with like the song that really means the most to me,
yeah,
or or sometimes the hottest song in the moment.
yeah. If I mean, me being a DJ, but I don't DJ in the clubs or stuff like that anymore. Like I left that kind of alone when I was young. And you might even know me. How long you been here?
In Pennsylvania, we've been
Yeah.
here. We've been here, I think, 12 years now.
Okay. And you from Ghana, right?
No, I'm from Panama.
You from Panama?
Yes,
Go
I am
go ahead.
100% of Panamanian descent. My mother and my father are both from the east side and the west side of Panama. I was born in Brooklyn and raised in Queens, New York, and my family's from New York.
Okay. I had some
Mhm.
I had an ex who, I had some, I call them my stepchildren, but I had some stepchildren over there from my ex in Panama, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, and also one of our dearest friends that we grew up with, Carlos Earl, is also Panamanian. So he more chocolate than me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're,
Carlos way him and his mommy dark, and ain't nobody ever know. So they fit right in the black community like it was nothing until he started speaking Spanish.
that's right. That's where you find us in the black communities. When you're dealing with Panamanians of my complexion, you deal with more descendants of Caribbean people. So we
Yeah,
feel at home amongst West Indians and Black Americans.
you Borging again. I can't hear you.
Oh, I don't know what I'm still in the car. I said you'll find us in Caribbean neighborhoods. We feel right at
Yeah.
home because we're from Caribbean backgrounds. My grandparents are from Jamaica, Barbados, and I'm forgetting one other island, another small island also. Mhm.
Yeah, my brother's from Barbados. Well, he passed away over in Barbados
Uh,
last year, but yeah, yeah. My mom raised a son. My older brother right over top of me. Um,
mhm.
from the time he was like 12 when they first came
Okay.
from Barbados. My mom raised him as her own, and because his mom was still in Barbados, so they didn't have their mom. They came over with their father, and so
Mhm.
that was one of my favorite brothers too. I think I spoke about him last week too. He's one of my favorite dudes in the world. You know,
Excellent.
yeah,
Excellent. So,
that broke my whole heart last year. I thought my chest was gonna break. But anyway,
oh,
Panamanian. I'm glad that we going into this because I'm gonna get back to that stuff later on, especially because of the temperature. You get what
okay.
I'm saying? And because Boom Wah, me and him, we touched on it just a little bit, but not really a lot.
Shout out
You
to
know,
Beauvoir.
yeah. And as we going further into this thing, it would do us a hell of a good to discuss it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because especially we're in a DJ culture and stuff. And so, our access is to different people,
Hmm.
and they be of all colors and all races. It's never no one thing when you a DJ. You get what I'm saying? And so our scope is a little bit different.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Our scope a little bit different looking out into the countryside. You feel what I'm saying? And so, as a DJ, we get a chance to kick it in a minute. Question number two. Um, Question number three. Radio has evolved so much with streaming and podcasts. What keeps
Hmm.
live DJing relevant and powerful today?
Having a true audience interaction is to me, by my opinion, what keeps live DJing relevant right now. Is
Yeah,
having a true audience interaction.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, tell me, how do you get your crowd popping? How do you keep it live?
So I up until we started Funk Nation Recordings, summertime for like the let's say so 2022. So for the past 5 years previous to 2022, you would find really 2023. You would find me outside doing kickbacks um, under my radio station's brand name. So Funk Nation Radio used to have kickbacks in Freemansburg Park, and that was our last home. And we did it other places from the Poconos through the Lehigh Valley, and that's how I would get my fix because I wasn't playing in clubs consistently here in Northeast Pennsylvania. I really wasn't seeking that.
Yeah.
But by meeting other DJs in the marketplace, I would get invites to play their club event. I played at Main Gate. I played at a few other clubs and pubs in this area. But the vibe isn't the same, and my goal isn't the same either than it was maybe 20 years ago when I was back home in New York. So I just my fix was having these outdoor kickbacks where my radio station would gather all my DJs, bring their families and friends out. We bring out food and we just have a large kickback. We set up two or three sets that
Yeah.
everybody could jump on, and even if the radio host wasn't a DJ that mixes, we still afford them the opportunity to get on the mic and just let people know live and in person who they are and about their show. But for the most part, the
Yeah.
mixologist, like we got on and got off, and that's what made things fun for me out here.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, um, what type of music particularly do you play?
My first love, DJ out, is playing house music. That's my first love.
House.
But I play everything that's black,
Okay.
including rock that's black.
Yeah, everything is black, bro. It's all black. It start black. You feel what I'm saying? So I have no qualms about that, and most people know that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a very few people who want to fight that terminology, like with Beyonce with the cowboy music and shit, and and it all
Yeah,
started with us. You get what I'm saying? And so we know what that's about, but you know what I'm saying.
absolutely
You know,
understand.
it's
So
so
yeah, my first love is house music. Of course, I am of the hip hop culture. I have a Caribbean and Spanish background, so I reach for those also. I go as far back as like the early digital B, maybe earlier than that in terms of like '80s dancehall,
yeah.
especially those that came to Panama in the '86, '87. 88, I was down there for like my final year of high school. So around that time, anything that was dancehall that came from Jamaica, we were getting in Panama like 3 to 6 months later. And all of that stuff really just is in my wheelhouse. New
Okay.
Jack Swing. I probably came of age around New Jack Swing. Um, but anything beforehand that's like funk from like the late '70s, Slave, um, Taste of Honey, as you know, Parliament Funkadelic. That's all like in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if somebody asks me to play out right now, and it's house music, I'm there. Like I probably won't think about it. I'll probably just do it.
Yeah. See, I'm not really a house music person.
Mhm.
Um, like if I go into a house music set, it would usually be like something back in the '80s. Because I'm stuck like in the point of no return era, and wonder if I take you home era. You get
uh,
what I'm saying? So
uh,
I'm not really up on the new house music because I've been for like 20 years um executive A&R for music industry. You get what I'm saying? So I have not, I've been into the more up to date music as of the last 20 years. But why I asked you, my first question I asked you was how long you been here, and you said 12 years. So that's why I stopped asking that question. And the reason why I stopped asking the question is because my DJ set go way back before you even got here.
okay,
You get what I'm saying?
okay.
Like, what my question was going to be to you because I thought you had been here much longer. My question would have been to you, um, do you remember there was a woman DJ out before Spinderella? They were
Um,
promoting they were promoting this little girl DJ, you know, before Spin came out. So when Spin came out, all the DJs was kind of shook, like, well, where'd she come from? Because there
right.
was nobody out but me and Jazzy Joyce back then.
Okay.
You get what I'm
So
saying? And yeah, and they
all
were
right.
Starsky was trying to push me and Jazz to get together. Her and Sweet Tea got together. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
he at the Rutgers, that's where me and Jazz first met. When we were very young.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got pregnant. You get what I'm saying? And then so I stopped DJing. And I was
Okay.
really young. I was like I was like a little kid, young, 16. So
Mm-hmm.
like nobody ever went. They was like, well, what happened to her? When Spinderella came out, everybody was like, well, what happened to the other girl? You,
Okay.
you get what I'm saying? So, I never went away. I've been here the whole time.
Okay. All right. You schooling me. So what was your
Yeah,
DJ name back?
Tough City. They called me Little Tough City. I was named after the album,
then?
the record
Okay.
company, album company. They called me
Okay.
Little Tough City. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
T Tough. If you remember, everybody was something tough back then. TUFF.
Uh.
And I was DJ T Tough, Little Tough City.
Okay. Now I got to look that up. You just gave me some history.
Yeah, yeah. So everybody remember. You know what I'm saying? Only those that was in the crew remember. You know what I'm saying? Like Dougie Fresh and them because I opened up for them, and Run DMC or LL Cool J because I bought his first album from him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Track Masters because I used
So
to manage them.
how did you get started DJing? I'm curious now.
Ah, I was playing my at the time he wasn't my brother-in-law, but later on he became my brother-in-law. I have
Uh,
3 children by his brother, but my brother-in-law at the time had left his equipment for us. He moved back to either Poughkeepsie or Syracuse or somewhere, and he
mm-hmm.
left his equipment there for us to keep to hold for him. And he told us to practice.
Okay.
Just make sure y'all change the needles, you know. And so my brother, who is also a DJ, um, and my older brother who can't DJ a lick, but he think he can. They were in there kind of kicking it, going through and doing, and I kept saying, "Let me try."
Mm-hmm.
Let me try. And I was like 13. They ain't want me to try, So I'm screaming, let me try. And I'm a girl. So, of course, they don't want the girl to try. But then when I tried it, I got it like immediately, you know?
Now, were you tall enough? 13. Were you tall enough for the set, or
Yeah.
did it have to?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like 5. I'm like 5'8" almost. So,
Okay, you were
I'm a
definitely
taller woman. Yeah.
okay. So what did you start with? I know it's about. I know you're interviewing me, but you got me curious about you. So what
So
was your like? What did they start you with? When you said let me try, what did they start you with?
what
Cutting
did I
or
start
scrap?
with?
Yeah.
Not what they started me with. What did I start with?
Well, okay. Well, what did you start with? Oh, pardon me. Pardon me.
You feel me? 'Cause I told you they ain't want me on there. My brother was mad as hell. He ain't want me in there until my other brother screamed on him and said, "Let her try it." you know, because it was in his apartment. So he was getting mad with our other brother. Like let her go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
try it, man. Like you being selfish and you being a hater. He's like So he was mad when I got it too. He was mad when I got it too. But the song that I started off with was Fresh Avenue by Diamond
Okay.
D.
Uh-huh. So were you trying to blend that, or you just going back and cutting?
Yeah, yeah, I was blending it together. I had to
Uh-huh.
remember that. Dun, 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 and I kept catching it. Dun, 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 and it turned on boom, 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 boom. Remember? It had the same beat as
Mm-hmm.
Jam on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Fresh Avenue.
So my experience, yeah, the earliest I can remember,
I can't hear
um,
you.
I said the earliest that I can remember, um, my first record that I really started trying to practice on, was a Public Enemy record, Not in the Living Bass Heads. When
Yeah.
that bass, so can you
How low
go?
you
Yep.
go? That fro, what a brother know.
I had the 12-inch from the movie, and I was just cutting that back and forth on Technique BD1s, just messing up the record. I didn't have no slip mats or nothing. But that was my first attempt at trying to do what I saw my friends doing, who were DJs, is just trying to cut up that record. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like your story.
Yeah. So, it was fun for me. You know what I mean? Like I learned, and they call me Shogun right now because I've been um I've been running a blend battle for like 13 years now. And it's really
Okay.
only one it's really only one dude on it that can really rock with me right now other than DJ Big Easy, and that's only because I taught the DJ Big Easy. But DJ Radio Rock him. He the only one that can touch me right now. Everybody else, they just, you know, I throw a blend on now and again and mess with them, because
Okay.
I don't rock them all the way for 13 years. So, I
Nice.
be popping my little collar, doing my little girly pop my collar. You see me over here patting Rob, you just, you know.
Nah, why not?
But it's been fun. I've battled everybody. Like I'm the one that started that COVID battle when everybody started DJing for COVID.
Mhm.
That
You
was
thought
me. That was me. Yeah, that was me that started that.
awesome. Well, thank you because you gave us some entertainment. Like it sounded
Yeah,
like the world.
I kept telling everybody that we're already DJing, and if we can't go to the club DJing, why stop the skill? This is our skill.
That's right.
This is not just a job, but this is a craft.
Hmm. Absolutely right. You're
And
absolutely right.
while we doing nothing, we could be doing something to help.
Right. Hmm. Especially us. If we got the
Yeah.
equipment, that's right. We don't need to go nowhere. We can play right here.
And the music keep the crowd pumping and keep your spirits lifted and keep your energy up. You get what I'm saying? And so many people were passing away at that time that I was kind of like y'all, come on, let's do something. So
That's right.
I started it. Like, let's get it. And so you hear all the people screaming in the background, let's get it. That come from me.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
that come from me.
thank you to the spark that helps keep your people, in as good a spirits as possible. Because one thing that we learned because of the pandemic is that you really cannot exist without music. Like music truly
Yeah.
is a common denominator. It doesn't matter the type of music that you want to hear music in your darkest times and in your best of times is the common denominator.
Yeah. So, it's I battled everybody all the way to Ireland, you know?
Word.
Yeah, they came at me. They came at with me with the mashups and stuff. They came with the what you call that music?
The
The
Gaelic music?
mosh music.
Okay.
Like electric music, the mosh music. And shoot,
ED,
after a few minutes of them teaching me that, I beat them in that. They was like, "Oh, we didn't even know you was gonna come like that." I'm like, what? Like, what? Um, how do you use your voice and music selection to influence culture, moods, or even community conversations?
um, well, my voice, I don't know, more so my platform. Like I use my platform. One of the impetuses for starting Funk Nation Radio as a name and brand and a full-time radio station at that time was I was doing a lot of um, um, in-show appearances, like how you're doing now with me, but I would be doing them live in studio, and not just with musical guests that would come my way via the college that I was on, but also folks from the community that we were servicing.
Yeah,
Now that really started through two things: my position at the radio station at the time, while I was a student up there, a returning student, but a student up there, I was the director of marketing for the radio station. So I interacted with a lot of businesses, that we would seek out to try and sponsor the station and the different activities that we were doing. And through whatever it was that I saw that was of interest, I would say, hey, with your sponsorship, you can definitely come down to the radio station and speak on your business. Of course, with certain parameters because it's college radio, but you can
Yeah,
speak on
yeah,
your business or speak on your movement, speak on the activities that maybe you are funding in the community, and that was one avenue to bring awareness to the community that was around the station, what was happening. The other was through my church.
yeah,
Since I've been since I've been in Northeast Pennsylvania, we had joined Greater Shiloh Church over in Easton, and as I started getting involved in the church and different activities there, they will also find out, hey, he's a DJ, he does radio up down at Lafayette College or up in the Poconos, and people, other DJs would want to come by and hang out, which we did, but I also invited um, guests from the church who were doing things in the community. So if there was like a big men's meeting or if there was like some political thing that was happening that they were a part of, hey, come and talk about it on my show. I also invited business owners to come up to my show and just speak on their business, of course, under certain parameters, but
yeah, yeah.
speak on their black-owned, woman-owned, minority-owned business. So that's how I use my platform to do that.
Okay, that's all right. See, I give y'all the opportunity to come up here and do all that for free. You know, I don't
Shit,
charge you nothing.
I was doing that for free on my station, and nowadays it feels like, man, maybe I'm behind the times. Maybe I should be charging for all that stuff. But
Yeah, yeah,
I I figure my thought process on that is if you're going to run a full time radio station, whether it's internet radio or not, your how you get it is how you get it. But traditionally, you get it from advertising, and when you get it from advertising, that means you have an audience. And if you have an audience, that means people are listening to you, and
yes,
there's value in. So I could, you could come to my show and I could charge you to be interviewed. I could charge you to play your song. I could say I have a program where you if you give me this much, you get 2 weeks of airplay plus a photo and all that stuff. But I just choose to if I like your music, I play your music.
yeah,
If I don't like music, I don't play your music. And it's really that simple. So if an artist hears their song on Funk Nation Radio live or as a podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever they want to listen to it, they know that they know that their song is truly dope
yeah,
based upon taste,
yeah.
right?
I know.
Because as
We used, yeah, we was having that discussion on the Making It Mag one day, right? We had the same type of taste of the artist.
that's
Yeah,
right. That's right. So if my taste, if I'm quiet, let's take that for instance. If I'm in the stream and Kelby knows I'm in the stream, hey, shout out Funk Nation Radio or Dirty Fingers, whatever. Okay, I'm in the stream because I've got some time,
yeah,
and I'm in the stream to listen for new music that I want to play on my show because I like to play independent artists, and to contribute if he's doing like the reviews, and I'll contribute in that fashion. If I'm quiet, it ain't for me.
yeah, yeah.
I'm typing it's that's hot, that's hot, that's
Yeah,
hot.
yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know if you noticed, but I'll stop. I won't even say nothing. You'll see me.
I think you and I
I
speak up.
won't, yeah, I won't even say a word.
That's what,
I be
so I
I be
think that
listening
I
like I
think that
know Kelby think I fell asleep, but I didn't know.
no no no
Say
no.
it again.
That's what makes your platform more valuable because when you speak up, there's something there.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know what though? I think Kel kind of get me right now because him and Kim. I met them a couple years ago. I don't think that they remember me. I was down there at the South by Southwest Fest as one of their registered DJs. a couple years back, right? And then this year. But I think
But
that he's
what?
starting to understand me a little bit mentally when it comes to the music. Cause now he's like, oh shoot, Tasha on point with this thing. And I keep trying to tell him, they keep saying, I got 18 years in the game, and I'm telling him I got 40.
Hey.
You feel me? I got skin in the game. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Something.
I've been doing
Yeah,
this
when
shit
you
a long, 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 you know. Love you long time long.
heard that in a while. But
You know
I
what
feel
I'm
you.
saying?
That means that when you speak, there's something valuable being said. You know,
Yeah,
experience, how long you've been doing it, and the fact that you only speak on what you think is quality or what you think. I noticed with you what you think could be quality. I
yeah,
like your your tips on how to make the song better. I like
yeah,
when you do that.
yeah. I mean, because I like good music, though, you know, and what they've been giving us, you know, me being an A&R out there, and then me, you know, for about the first 10 years of being an A&R, I also picked up a double job, which was artist management and development. So it's always me instead of my partner in the studio with the artist. You get what I'm saying? So I learned, you know, all the tricks of the trade from sitting there listening to him, and you know, I learned how to sharpen him up. You get what I'm saying? And so like even when I'm in the studio right now with certain people, they're so stunned. Like I'll go in the studio and the fellas will be looking at me because you know I'm a little cutie girl. When you see me, you'll be like, oh, she a little cute girl. So
Okay.
when they look at me, they not seeing what they're supposed to be seeing. You feel what I'm saying? They looking at hips and thighs. You know what I'm saying? So they not. I be sitting in there, you know. I be on dirty fingers. You see me, right? I be on my looked out though. And then all of a sudden, when it's my turn, you know, I break out in a whole nother way. You know, woo, yeah, you know, they be like, oh shit, who is you?
That's the homegirl. That's the homegirl. Yeah. They thought you was a pretty girl, but now you know homegirl,
Yeah,
and you also got now what they're supposed to be doing.
yeah. Now I'm slime. Now I'm slime right with them. You get what I'm saying? I look at that like, man, go ahead. Like y'all gotta stop
Yeah.
misjudging people. You feel what I'm
Uh,
saying? Like as us, you know, for what we've gone through already, we got to take that breeder character out of our repertoire. You get what I'm saying? Like the slave masters had us in that breeding field
right.
so that there was no attachment and there was no love connected to our relationships in and after slavery.
Right.
We was just there to mate and breed.
Right.
You feel me? And
Yeah.
so now we have taken on that same exterior and that external. So now the mind don't think of incorporation and doing stuff. The mind think of how can I get that? How can I hit
Okay.
that?
Mhm.
You know, which interrupts business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's been the tale for women in the music industry for like ever, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Luckily enough, though, like I was saying, people was asking me about Puffy because I used to manage the track masters before they was the track masters. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? And so, and I'm telling them, I don't know Puffy. I know DMX, and you know, I know these other. I don't know Puffy though, because God never took me in that realm.
Uh-huh.
I was over here with the hip hop. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't over there with the whole hop. I was over here with the hip hop.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You know, those two different realms.
What was it like managing Poke and Tone before they were Shockmaster?
Not Tone, Poke I had. Poke was called, his group was called, I call him Jimmy. I call him Jimmy.
Okay. Okay.
His name is really Gene. Um, his name is really Gene, but we call him Jimmy. His mommy called him Jimmy too. His daddy called him Jimmy too. But he was a little skinny little kid. He still looked the same though right now. I seen him on Instagram one day and started laughing. He still looked the same. He a little fatter, and you don't know, but he's Spanish too.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought they were
Yeah.
Haitian.
No, he's Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like his mom is like maybe his mom might be Panamanian. Myra might be Panamanian. And
Maida.
yeah, Myra. And his dad I think is Dominican.
Okay. Oh, I
Yeah,
definitely
he's
didn't know that.
yeah, he's Spanish. He is just a black ass Spanish. You know. Yeah, so um he was a good little kid. He's a popper. He used to break dance. They were called the Brooklyn Breakers.
Okay.
And yeah, they it was him, Johnny, Barabbas, and then they had another X extension called Boy Wonder. And the first artist I took him to open up for was the Force MDs. So, that's how he got his little shine and his little light out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so they was popping and stuff when the Force MDs and then first came out, and we had a little skate party and they was opening up for the Force MDs. But we opened up somewhere else though. This gonna make you laugh, right? We went to go to New Jersey to open up for a
Hold on, I
show.
just took you off of. Can you hear me? I just took you off my speaker
Yeah, I
just
can hear
because I
you.
got to go and grab this receipt real quick.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on.
What you going to buy? A
1 second.
tire?
1 second.
Okay, y'all. Mr. Dirty Fingers is going to do what he do, and I'm going to continue talking while he's doing what he's doing. I got him on mute. I hope that you guys, I hope that it's not interfering with him on the other side because I got him on mute on my side. But Trackmasters. That's what I was trying to tell him. We had got stranded one day, and it was so funny because we went to go open up another show
I'm
in
sorry
Newark,
about
New
that. Give
Jersey.
me 1 second.
You all right? And we went to the wrong station. We were at Grand Central. We supposed to be at Penn Station, so we supposed to catch a train to go over to Penn Station and meet Mastermind, DJ Mastermind. I don't know if you guys remember him. Very famous back in the day. His name is James Mastermind Williams. And so we went to go meet Mastermind over at Penn Station. We got there all late. We didn't know where we was going because we was too little to know. And but we did wind up getting there to Newark. By the time we got there, they had canceled the show because the DJ wasn't there on time. So of course, because they canceled the show, we didn't get no money. Now we stranded in Newark. We got to sleep at the train station. I got Boy Wonder. I mean, you got Jimmy on one lap because I'm promising his mommy I'm gonna bring him back. I got uh uh Barabbas there ready to cry. We left up out of here because there was no trains running, you know. But we got up out of there about maybe about a little 3, 4 in the morning. The train started running again, and officers also stayed with us. So that was a blessing because the officers
Walking
stayed
back to
with
my
us as
car now.
well.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was still kicking it with the audience about that Trackmaster thing and how we got stuck at the train in Newark. And if you ask Pope this one day, he'll start laughing. He'll be like, "Yo,
Come
yeah."
on,
So
Bluetooth.
I've had some adventures over the years.
I think my phone is wet. That's what it is. It's
Your
bugging out.
phone is what?
Use Bluetooth. Done.
What'd you go get? A
There we
Philly
go.
cheesesteak? What'd you go get? A
And I
Philly
should
cheesesteak?
hear you.
What you go get?
I don't know if you can hear me, but I still can't hear you yet. I think
Yes, I can
because
hear
my
you.
phone is wet. Come on. Come on, phone. Boom.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We're connected.
It says it's in
Camera's
the
back. Alive.
stream with audio.
Boom.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so we're back. And I apologize for that.
Okay,
I'm
wait a
still not
minute.
hearing you on my Bluetooth.
You still not hearing me?
I'm hearing you on the phone. I'm just not hearing you on the Bluetooth.
Okay.
You keep going. We're going to keep going.
What's been
We're
your
gonna keep...
most memorable on-air moment, whether funny, emotional, or unexpected?
What has been my most memorable what moment?
Funny or memorable moment on air.
Oh, okay. There's a couple of them. There's more than one. Um, one of the most memorable ones on the air. That was funny and still dope in terms.
You gone. I don't know where you went. he was just
Flash
about, he was
on
just
the
about
air.
to tell it too. Go ahead. Okay, there you go. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm right here.
Yeah, you went. You just
Okay,
went totally
so I
stopped.
actually had a sound clash on the air. So between myself and a Jamaican DJ, we were both students at East Stroudsburg University, and we both did radio up there. He did his own show called the Island Vibe Show. His name was Dino, aka DJ Avalanche from Jamaica,
Okay.
and he would come by, and stop by my show every once in a while and check out my show, especially if I was playing reggae or what the world calls reggaeton, which is Spanish dancehall.
Yeah.
And one day he made a comment like, he would have to, might have to come up here and play some records with me. So I said, cool, no problem. And he went back and forth like, hey, when you gonna come up? And I'll soon be there, I'll soon come. And then I saw him outside one day. He was with some friends. He was also a part of the track team. And I said, yo, it's like, I feel like you're ducking me. I'm inviting you to my show. You're not coming. He said, you don't really want me to come up there, man. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah. Like, you play good songs, but if I come up there, I'm going to take over your show. So long story short, I took that as a challenge.
Yes.
I started popping in on his show. I was on Friday nights. He was on Thursday nights. I pop in on his show. I had an office at the station already, so I'm always up there. So when he's on the air, I just come and hang out, and if you're taking a break, I might play a couple songs.
Yeah,
No problem. and ultimately, we ended up having a sound clash on the air.
Okay.
2. One was a skirmish, and the other one was a full-blown clash. And it was the funniest thing because, all of my friends and family were listening because I took it really seriously. And he did not. He had girls up in the studio. He had his friends coming through, hanging out. And I'm literally playing songs to kill him with his own culture, his own culture's music. I'm playing songs to kill him on the air. And it was the funniest thing I think that we did in terms of having fun, but the accents, the curses in Jamaican and Panamanian patois was flying on FM radio.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We would definitely be like, if they knew what we were saying, we'd have a series. We probably would have been kicked off the air.
But wait a minute, y'all know y'all don't get along. No, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, fuck that, get along. Fuck that, get along. When we up there, it's a clash. It's
Y'all
not time
know
to get
y'all
along.
don't get along. I know y'all don't get along. What the
No,
hell?
it ain't time to get along. It's time to clash. And what he didn't know was that before I moved out of New York, one of the dope things that manage a Jamaican sound system. I'm sorry, every time I do that, I knock myself out. But one of the things I got to do was to manage a Jamaican sound system. My niece was going out with who is now my nephew Errol, but they met each other in high school, and all of his friends, they were all in the sound system. And when I got a chance to get into the music industry and get to a certain level where I was at on the retail side, I was able to bring them into my store and have them DJ in my store for VP Records.
Yeah.
Like, VP Records is the leading label. Yeah. So I had them DJ certain events that VP Records was doing in my store. And managing them and watching them in clashes, like I knew what to do. And he didn't think I knew that. So that was my trump card.
Yeah. I do stuff like that to my brother. Remember, I told you he don't like he
didn't want to play,
DJ. And so, what happened? I named some of these things, and my lifestyle after that. But I didn't live DJ, amongst the crowd and around people anymore, because he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Like the accolades that I got. My brother really wanted that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So I sacrificed my career and I gave him that. Like I stopped DJing in public where nobody seen me DJ for years and years and years. And then all of a sudden I just broke out with a goddamn battle.
Mm.
Did
you battle him?
Huh?
Did you battle him? Did you battle your brother?
In 13 years, my brother haven't posted not one blend on my page yet.
Okay, all right.
Not one blend. Not one blend.
Okay.
Not one.
But you.
In 13 years, I've been letting him have it. I just posted something yesterday or the day before. Working on the blend in there on my bed right now.
Okay. So he know what it is. Even if he don't say anything, he know what it is.
You hear me?
I do. I can hear.
The party must go on, bro.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
I've set myself down many times to appease people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I set myself down. My children's father, I was telling somebody this way back when, excuse me. And I was saying to you, my brother-in-law wasn't my brother-in-law at the time. My brother-in-law became my brother-in-law because I didn't like his brother. I was too little to like his brother.
Your brother-in-law became your brother-in-law because you didn't like his brother.
Yeah, I didn't like him. So he pursued me. You get what I'm saying? I was a little kid. I didn't like no man. I was a little kid. You get what I'm saying? Like my mind wasn't on a man like other little girls. I was a little girl internally. You get what I'm saying? Like I wasn't interested in no man. I'm trying to be a little kid. You get what I'm saying? But the grown man.
Oh, okay. No, I get it now. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't let me be a little kid.
I get it now. Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Right.
The grown man couldn't let me be a little kid. He just couldn't.
No, I get it now.
Yeah, he just couldn't. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then later on down the line, he says some stuff to me like, now I got 3 children now. And he says some stuff to me like, I did that to you on purpose because you thought you was all that. I was like, what the fuck?
Wow. Wow.
Like you gonna destroy a little kid? Like
Yeah.
I was like, you started chasing me. I was like 12 or 13. I like 15 by the time you caught me, nigga. But you meant to do that? You meant to harm me?
Wow. My mind.
He ain't harm
My mind.
shit. I'm still rocking. He ain't harm shit. Look, I'm still getting it.
That's how you still here. You still here.
he ain't did shit, bro. I'm still getting it. He ain't
That's
did
right.
nothing. And my kids is good.
Mm-hmm.
Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they upstanding, and they magnificent, and they wonderful.
Good.
No police records nowhere. I got two sons
Mm-hmm.
with no police record, no arrests.
Good.
Why they be talking about single mamas?
Mm-hmm.
Get what I'm saying? I got
Mm-hmm.
one that's a millionaire, one on his way to being a millionaire.
Excellent.
You
Excellent.
feel what I'm saying to you, bro? He
Mm-hmm.
did shit.
So you stood strong, and look what you produced.
Made my
Excellent.
day. That's right. All he did was make my day. Word. I like popping my collar. I told you, let's do it. He didn't want me to learn how to DJ, but let's do it though. Let's get it. I'm sorry, dirty figure. That my popping my, that's how women pop their collar on men.
Go ahead. Go ahead, pop your collar. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's how women pop their collar on men. Make sure you heard what I said there. You feel me?
I heard. I heard you.
We don't do
Mm-hmm.
all that no extra funky stuff. We just go ahead and make it happen. What's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest misconception people have about radio DJs and what really goes on behind the mic?
The biggest misconception that I believe that people have about radio DJs is that we are all corruptible. That
Yeah,
if you pay
they
us,
can pay you.
we
They
will
can pay
do
you.
what
That's
you say.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a lot of them like that though.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And we are not all corruptible. And I tell artists, aspiring artists, that I know that I'm blessed, but I don't feel like I'm special or unique. That only I don't pay for play. That only I will keep it real with the artist regarding the type of music that will work, on not just on my station, but on stations in the marketplace that I compete against. There has to be other people like myself who are DJs that advocate for real music and speak life to recording artists, especially those that are independent, that operate independently of a major label, that do not have
Yes.
the glitz, the glam, the money. There
Yes.
have to be other DJs like myself in other markets that will play your music just because your music is dope, or
Yep.
will critique you and tell you your music can be better if you did this.
Yeah. I try to take them
Mhm,
to the next level and next level. If you
mhm,
watch some of the videos, you'll be dying laughing because we'll have an idea and you'll see me take that idea. I give them 1,000 ideas on top of the one idea and then look at them like, did you hear me?
mhm. What you gonna do with it?
Yeah, like bro, I'm saying something to you, and I'm not saying it to you like just right here. Like I'm saying it to you from like up here.
Mhm,
I'm just sitting down here with you though.
mhm. Trying to bring you up there.
Yeah, I'm trying like
That's right.
look like this the avenue because they done shut us out. They done tried to block us out with this Afro beats and all this other bullshit. And this,
Mhm,
you feel what I'm saying? They trying to block
mhm.
us out.
So when you say us, what do you mean? Like Black American music?
Yeah, absolutely. They're not trying to block out the Black American music, just the Black American.
Mhm. Yeah, that part.
You feel me?
Understandable. Uh-huh.
Not the Black American music, just the Black American. We're gonna take the music, but we
Yep.
y'all got to go.
Hmm.
How the fuck y'all think we got to go? We created the shit. What the fuck you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
what
feel it.
I do, knowing what's been taking place over the years from the time that I seen K-pop show up, I was like, oh hell, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Another
So
another
now
version of what we do.
I'm just
That's wild.
saying, when I see them doing the break dance over there in the Olympics, I was like, oh hell, here we go.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so now you got to work real fast, Tosh, because you know what it is because you've been on the inside. You not like it's not like you on the outside. You was on the inside. You know what's going on, and you know how they be flipping and trying to flip it, flip, flip. Destroy the black side of it with all that old gangster, nasty, crazy music.
Yeah, we've seen it
Get what
happen.
I'm saying?
We've seen it happen with Spanish dancehall evolving into reggaeton, and the Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, especially the Dominican Republic, acting like Panama didn't invent it, acting like it didn't start with indigenous, not indigenous, but Caribbean black people
Yeah.
in the Isthmus of Panama who got this reggaeton, the reggae part of it, from Jamaica.
That's what I said. Me and Boom Y had this conversation last week. I'm telling you. I get it. I totally get it. I was telling Boom why I like they ain't do nothing but slide the reggae from y'all to the reggaeton, and now they done slid it over there to the Afro beats and looking back at y'all crazy.
Yeah, and if they mess around,
Burna Boy done took your whole aesthetic and ran with it.
Right, but now Burna Boy can lose it. Past 4 or 5 summers, the popular rhythm has been the Afrobeat rhythm, boop bop bop boop bop, and when you start seeing the white girls singing over it, and the white producers like Max Martin and them doing it, then you will lose that. Even the continent will lose
they're gonna
the
lose
Afrobeat that they bring to the forefront.
Yeah, they're gonna lose it. You know why they're gonna lose it? Because they stole it.
On top of that.
You feel me? And what I always tell people is reggae is stronger than Afro beats.
Well, reggae is the father of Afro beats.
Reggae is stronger than Afro beats. Afro beats don't have the intellectual fortitude that reggae had. You get what I'm saying? Afro beats is like a commercialized Gen Z version of reggae.
Okay.
Just like trap music is to hip hop. The generic brand, the Cardi B bitch brand.
I hear what you're saying.
You said you ain't take no money. You ain't take no money to play that Cardi song, did you?
Hell no. Now, if I like the Cardi song, I will play it. The newest one that she has out now is on somebody else's rhythm. I've heard the rhythm before. I'm not like pressed to play it. But I have a radio show, and I know that she has fans, and I might rock with something. But normally, when a big artist like that comes out with material or an album, I'm gonna go through the album and I'm gonna listen to it and find the songs that I like or that most work for me. So I might give you the song that I might start or end the show with that, but for sure you're gonna hear the song that I like that I think you should be paying attention to. I'm a real DJ.
Me too.
And that's what Frankie Clark used to do. That's what Ken Webb and Jeff Fox used to do. That's certain DJs from my hometown. That's what they would do.
Mr. Magic started that, man. You better go ahead with that. Mr. Magic started that.
So you know what it is. Like I really listen to music. Yeah. I really listen to music and try to, shout out to DJ Ralph McDaniels also. I try to just find the things that I feel are gems that appeal to me. And those are the things that I try to expose. And I was doing the same thing, playing at Soho Kitchen and Bar in Manhattan, or when I was playing over at Barcode in Manhattan and a couple other places where I, had a residency. I know to play the hits. I know to play the thing that's going to make people sing along or rap along. But I also be like, you ain't heard this yet, though.
Yeah.
And my joy as a DJ playing out was, to get the yo.
Uh-huh.
Who that? Who's that? That's
I
my joy.
if you go through it, you'll see my videos. I label it just so they don't have to ask me that.
There you go.
I label
Yeah,
the song. I label the
there you
beat.
go.
I let them know where I pulled the beat from. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just so they don't have to ask me because me being this long in the game, right? You was screaming those, but as you was screaming those, I was saying, nigga, I go back to WKTU. Go ahead with that.
Wow,
See what
wow.
I'm saying? See what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I sat down in Mr. Magic's listening session as a 14-year-old girl.
Okay,
A 14-year-old DJ, Mr. Magic, let me in his listening session that he used to do through Russell Simmons and them.
wow.
And at 14, I'm the one that picked Tom's Diner.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Wow,
the one that picked Tom's Diner out. I was like,
wow.
yo, this one, this hot. This is forever. This
Hmm.
forever music. I've been
Hmm.
picking hits forever. That's why I was trying to tell Kelby on the other side, Kelb, I've been picking hits forever. Like y'all don't know me, and a lot of people don't know me because I don't stay around long enough for people to know me like that. But when they see me, they be like, "Oh shoot, that's that lady."
Hmm.
You get me?
I feel you. So,
You know
what
them
other
people you
questions do
see,
you
you be
have
like,
for me,
"Oh
sis?
shoot." Oh, I got two more because we got to go in a minute. Man, you over here playing games. If your radio show had a theme song created by any artist, past or present, who would you choose and why?
Ooh, great
And we
question.
got one more question after that.
No, that's a great question.
Uh huh. I throw a swerve in there every now and again. I throw
No, that was a great
shoo.
question. So, off the top of my head, I would choose Prince because I know that Prince would come up with something funky, and that is my whole aesthetic. The name of my company is called The Function LLC.
Yeah,
Um, Funk Nation Radio, Funk Nation Recordings. The Function Sound is my DJ crew and production company.
yeah.
So I would want something funky as my theme song,
You
and
done
I
took
know
me
that Prince could
all
do
off.
it.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm over here laughing because you said, "What's your next question?" I said, "He done took me all off schedule. This ain't how my show run." Dirty
I'm
fingers.
sorry, sis. I'm sorry, sis. I know
No, no,
we've been
no,
talking
no,
for a
no.
while, and I didn't
Yeah,
want you to
yeah,
lose track of
yeah,
where you were
yeah,
at.
yeah, yeah. No, I always run back. I always run back. So our
Mhm.
last question: what's the biggest misconception people? No, no. I already asked that question. Our last
Mhm.
question. Wait a minute, baby. Let me move it down.
Sure.
Um, for aspiring DJs or broadcasters listening right now, what's one tip you wish someone had told you when you started off?
If you're going to pursue a career in broadcasting, start early. Um, it's almost like when your parents tell you, like, to do everything that you can dream about early as possible,
Yeah.
because once you start, adulting takes
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Radio is a medium that if you could start like early, like an Angie Martinez, when you're living, with your parents, it's great because radio isn't a medium that pays well immediately.
Yeah.
You have to intern somewhere for free. You have to take 4-hour shifts on the weekend that barely pay anything. You have
Yeah.
to take graveyard shifts, and that's if you can get on the air at a station that actually pays
Yeah.
their on air talent, and not a college radio station. And you're lucky if you can find an independent station like a WDIY over here that's an NPR station, and
Yeah.
they do pay their staff, but they don't pay their on air talent. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if you can get into a paying station's payroll, your shifts suck. The pay sucks, but you have to start somewhere, and then you have to be willing to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you've
Absolutely.
got a family, it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
If you are in love with that boy, in love with that girl, it's going to be hard for you to consider your radio career because you got to move around with radio in order for
Yeah.
you to move
Yeah.
up.
And not only that, but if you're in love with them children, it's
Yeah,
gonna be hard to detach. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Because
right.
a lot of people don't be in love with them children, but there's some people that be in love with their children, and
Mhm.
they don't want to leave their children. You get what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? So I watched a lot of people's career melt like that because of their not wanting to be away from their babies. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, I don't want to be all over here with all these people, and then I got to leave my kids, you know. And so I always say to them, it's a sacrifice either way. If you sacrifice that way, then you're going to have to, you know, dedicate to this right here. Either you're going to have to dedicate to home or you're going to have to dedicate to the craft. You get what I'm saying? Because they're going to pull you apart. Either way, you got to dedicate to one or two. So that means take your pick, you know? And a lot of them get angry when you tell them stuff like that, especially me, excuse me, as an exec, because they don't want to hear that coming from me. They want to hear cater to me. You know what I'm saying? Cater to me. Make it work for me. And I'm saying to them, we don't do that catering stuff over here. We just don't do that. So, you know, you have to make up your mind which direction you want to go in. Dirty Fingers, I think you stuck over there because I see you with this nice little smile on your face that been there for about 3 minutes. But yeah, for the most part, you know, those are the things that I try to keep them up on is you know, you got to make a choice. And it's a hard choice. And if you have a committed woman or a committed male that's going to stick it out with you as you go through these twists and turns, um, then definitely keep that under your belt because nothing makes you work quicker, faster, stronger, and harder than your family being behind you. That's how, you know, you learn how to work fast, you work efficient, you work stronger, you work more powerful if you have a family that sticks behind you. And there's so many people that don't have that. And I watch so many people do not have that in their life. And so um it's so discouraging. You know, it's one of the reasons I know Dirty Fingers ain't on here right now, but it's one of the reasons why, and you know, him being from Panama, I wanted to touch on this before he got off. Um, but it's one of the reasons why I think that FBA are delineating from everybody else is so that, you know, you take the time to be able to get into what we're doing as a group, as a whole, um as a foundation of people that, you know, these are the things that we have to work on more so going forward is having the opportunity to be able to um, put forth those efforts toward our children, put forth those efforts toward the community, put forth those efforts, you know, with family and friends and stuff so that we can keep our lifestyle up and our lifestyle moving. So yeah, Dirty Fingers is absolutely correct on what he's saying, and going forward with us having um, that pushback when it's time to jump out there and succeed. There's a lot of people that don't want to. Like I was telling him about my kid's father, he really wanted me home, and so he made it to where I was home. You know, he gave me children, so I wouldn't be going nowhere. Like you, this is what I want out of you. This is what I need out of you, but it wasn't what I needed out of him. So it was a clash. That's why, you know, there has to be some sort of connectivity with your headspace and to keep you in the ability and the stamina to be able to succeed in life. And so, yeah, those are the things that I would take away from people, or I would let people understand going along. Sir, I can't hear you still. Oh, wait a minute. You on mute. You got to unmute your mic. Oh, it says your mic is not connected. Mr. Dirty Fingers having a hard time, but he is such a great host. He is such a great guest, I'd say. He done about co-hosted the show with me, and I'm so happy to have him here. Um,
Yeah, I'm glad
yeah,
to be.
I can hear you.
I'm glad to have been a guest, and I apologize for the technical difficulties.
No, 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 no. You're fine. You're fine. This is a casual radio show.
Mm,
Um, when I do in-house interviews, we're a little more. different. Go out and go check the Salt Life interview out on my channel. I,
Okay.
I did I did a interview with Salt Life from Savannah, Georgia, and we had an in-house interview. And I'm trying to tell you, we had a doggone ball in here.
That's right.
So if you ever get a chance to get to Florida down here in Orlando, we'll do an in-house interview and
Okay.
do some mixes and stuff. See if we can't do some challenges
Okay.
and see who come up with the best blend. I'm telling you, I'm a beast. You better watch yourself.
I won't even try to debate that. I don't. So tell me a little bit about um, what you do as an A&R.
What I used to do, I quit last year. Um,
Okay. Tell me about what you used to do.
I've ran forever. I make connections. I put people in places. I line up music. I line up albums. Mostly, I'm the best at lining up albums because I'm a DJ, of course. So
Mhm.
that was one of my greatest skills and one of my greatest assets of being a A&R was the fact that I was a DJ. So I know what the club is looking for. I know what the people looking for.
Mhm.
So that's what made me good in the studio with the artists. And then the
Mhm.
difference with myself and with a lot of people is what I didn't say to you was I'm also one of New York's hottest poets. And so I can understand the flow where other people
Okay.
in the studio might want them to sound formatted, but because I'm a poet, I can understand the double entendres and the clickbacks and I know what all that means. You feel me? But and
Mhm.
so it made me a different person in the studio with them. That's why I say to you, I was back there sitting back and yeah, right, dirty fingers. I'd be back there like this or doing some silly stuff like eating some food and stuff and not paying attention. They'd be like, well, what you think? I'd be what I think, you know. And then when that turned out, then they'd be standing there like, that's
Oh,
when it
okay.
turned into who are you? You
That's right.
understand what I'm
That's right.
saying? Who are you? And like
Mhm.
and if you even look at my Facebook page, I have my regular Facebook page. It say just a little lady in the neighborhood teaching,
Okay.
you know, because that's what I tell everybody. I'm just a little lady in the neighborhood. I ain't nobody.
So I asked you that because of your experience, like myself, just working on my son's projects, and working with the different producers that we have. We have two, one group and one gentleman that are my friends, but they are in-house producers, and really just listening for really good tracks that my son either is picking himself online, and I don't like buying beats online, or he's starting to create himself also. Like all of that is listening to the repertoire and building the repertoire, and then trying to put it in the way that makes sense for the consumer to want to hear it. Is how I view A&R work now,
Yeah,
because it's you're not really, you're not really dealing with great musicians now, and booking sessions, and dealing with budgets and studio time. Everybody's got a studio in their house, so
yeah.
now it's just you know picking the right beat, and then beat makers don't realize they're just beat makers. Like they're really not producers. But I
No,
give them the
they're not
credit,
producers at all. No.
producers. But I give them the credit because they won't understand why I'm telling them that, why I'm calling them a musician and not a producer. You know,
Yeah,
and even that term can be kind of loose.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
If all you did was pick this plugin and drag it in, and pick that plugin and drag it in, and add a filter, and then use this arpeggio from this program, like, what did you do? What I mean, you put it together, yes,
yeah.
and it sounds good. There is a talent to that, but you can't tell me that you are really in this. I don't know.
Yeah,
We,
they don't know how to build it from scratch.
yeah, it's a really interesting
But
process.
for us, it's different. You got to bear with them a little bit, and that's where we come in as the elders over this
Mm-hmm.
thing. And the reason why I
Mm-hmm.
say the elders over this thing because we got years ahead of them, real lot of grace time. They don't want to hear some of the stuff that we saying, but a lot of them when they recognize that you know what you're saying, they will slow up and listen.
Yeah, that's what you get. I OG.
What
Let me take that
what
out, OG.
we had a beat maker. We had a beat machine in front of us. We didn't
Uh,
have Fruity Loops and you get what I'm saying?
indeed.
We didn't have that. We had a beat maker in front of us. That's why Kanye is able to build a beat right there on the stage in front of everybody.
That's
Because
right.
we had a beat
Jermaine.
maker.
Yeah.
I come from the
Yep.
real to real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is an
I
art.
come from the real to real.
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, most people don't even understand what I'm saying right now.
Mm-hmm.
I come from the S-arm turntables with the dime or the penny on top.
That's right. Or a nickel if
With
you
the
didn't know what you
rubber
was
band
doing.
wrapped around it.
Uh
You
huh.
get what I'm saying? I come from with the straight arm that scratch your record up.
I get it.
You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? I
Yes,
come
ma'am.
from the silver box that was the receiver.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything plugged into the box.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. You got to splice the wires so you can get them right into the. Yep.
Bro,
I
you
know.
feel me?
Mm-hmm.
No, splice the
No.
wire to wrap around the speaker thing. I had DJ JP and them crying laughing. I said, Jay, he was telling me about his little thing and how he learned how to do it. I said, you ain't had one of them little suitcase things that we had, like the little suitcase box and shit that you open up and stuff and put the little thing on 45. And he was like, yep, that's what we had. I was like, see, I was like, yeah, you old school, you old head with this.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind the new technology at all, and those who know how to use it. There are just some things that, as an A&R, that I'm looking for now, which is some form of musicianship, because I want to challenge the one artist that we have now to really dig deep. And the music, he writes to the music, so the music should dictate that. And it's hard
That's
to
right.
find, really good musicianship when it comes to R&B currently. You can find great vibey songs, but all these songs ain't got no bridge. All these songs don't really have layers. All these tracks, I should say, don't have bridges or layers, and the tracks are vibey, but they don't necessarily, make you want to tell a story. And that's
Yeah.
the thing that I struggle with. That's the reason why I asked you about the A&R. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of people out though. I gotta be I don't have my other phone in here with me because I'd have looked you up. I think they call Beat Stars over in
mm-hmm,
London.
mm-hmm,
They make some fly shit over there, bro. They make some fly junk. I bought a couple beats from them, you
mm-hmm,
know,
yeah.
and
They
I
also
bought
have,
one for my last artist.
mm-hmm,
You get what I'm saying? Like I had to put them up on like y'all go check these people right here out. Go, and they like $40 and $50 beats that you can own.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not a bad. That's not a bad deal at all.
And when you
Mm-hmm,
take a beat like that you can own, you can build on anything onto that beat because he's gonna give you everything. You can get
mm-hmm.
all the stems and everything, take that right with you and go on about your business. You get what I'm saying? And then you build on that. Because sometimes people need an idea first.
Okay.
Some of them can't start from scratch.
Huh? And then
I'm a
you build on
DJ.
the idea.
I can start from scratch. That's what make a good producer is if they know how to DJ first.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to know how to break that down, pull that out, drop that back, put that back in. They're going to pull that. You get what I'm saying? And those are the skills that I bring to the producers when I'm in the studio.
Right.
And my poetry side is where I'm sharpened enough to hit them lyrics. Nah, pull that up. Nah, make it sound like that. Nah, you got to add some ad libs in there, right there, because you get what I'm saying. Now you need
Yes,
three
I do.
layers. You got that, not two layers. You need another one in the middle. You need a high, you need a low, and then you need something in the middle so it can even out. When you hit that again,
Mhm.
when you take this back to the uh to the stage, this got to coordinate with what you're saying.
Mhm.
We ain't doing no add microphones and nah, we ain't doing that. We doing a live performance.
Right.
And I want your music to sound like it sound.
Live. Right.
You feel me?
Yes, ma'am. I sure do.
Because I done
I
heard
sure
too many
do.
people on stage. I be saying, well, who set up this equipment? I'm like, damn, how the they be having the turntables turned in like I mean the speakers turned in like
Mhm.
this toward the microphone. I'm like, who the fuck set this equipment up?
Mhm. Yeah, that's just a big feedback loop right there waiting to happen.
Real. I say ain't no DJ set this up. This is sound man. This ain't no DJ that set this up because the DJ know that the speakers need to be like this, that hit the walls and come in like this and bring it in.
Mhm. Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like a sound man, you gonna put the speakers up and they gonna stack up like this so it can look cute on the stage. Nah, man, that ain't the. They need to be like this, like tilted.
Mhm.
You
I
feel me? They need to be able to
I
hit
know.
the crowd so that they heat outward and back.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So I just some things they elude me with the new people.
Mhm.
So then you find your artists, they jumping up and down trying to make noise, but you can't hear shit they saying.
Right. Mm. No, I feel you. I definitely feel you. I get it. All right, sis. It's 8:27, and
It's
I
we've been over.
no, but I know you know what I mean. You told me you're gonna be kicking it, and I'm with you. But I got to get something to eat. You know, I made sure to I busted my ass to make sure I was on time. Because I appreciate your opportunity affording me just to be on your platform, and I thank you so much. 'Cause, you know, to be in the ultimate is the ultimate DJ review,
The old DJ music review.
music review, the ultimate DJ music review. To be on this platform with you, especially after, like I said, seeing your comments on the Making It for Indies platform and just saying that, hey, whoever that is, they're official over there. They saying the same thing I'm saying about this song, and they got some words to how to make it better. I was watching, and I'm in the comments, and I appreciate you know, just reaching out to me. That's dope. It's not often that I get that. I'm often the person reaching out.
Dirty fingers. I saw you. You know when we had said in the comments to get up, I was gonna get up with you anyway. I just had been tied up with some other artists before that, but I was gonna get
Mhm.
up with you anyway. You get what I'm saying? Like that, I'm a person of my word. And I thought you had went in there to go get you a Philly cheesesteak. That's what I was saying when you. That's what.
But see, because I threw a car wash on there, and my receipt didn't pop out, and I didn't want to move, and then they'd be like, well, which one, and all that stuff. So I said, I got to run in there right now, which is embarrassing. Sorry about that. And then I was getting rain on my screen, so I'm trying to just, you know, get the Bluetooth back on, and it kept on flashing in and out. I'm like, what is going on here? And I realized that my screen was wet. You know, I was messing up everything. So I
Mm.
apologize for the
No, I told the
difficulties.
audience you had went to go get a cheesesteak. That's what I. That's what I told the people.
Didn't eat on the interview twice. Like Kelby called me, I was just listening, and he hit the invite. He said, hey, Dirty Fingers, we're bringing you on right now. Oh, what? You know, I'm on my lunch break, just watching, just watching. Oh no, I can't be in another interview. You know, that's going to be on YouTube, just chewing away again. That's just not cool.
Well, that's my lie, and I'm sticking to it. My lie.
Well, Orlando, listen, the airport right here in Bethlehem flies right to Orlando. And we have this. There's something that I do not remember, but I know something my wife said to me about an opportunity in Orlando. I don't know if it's music or if it had to do with acting because Javier does both. But if it's something that's concrete, we can or whenever we have something that's concrete, we can definitely link up with you
Yeah,
while
y'all.
we were. Mhm.
Okay. Now, before we go, I give everybody an opportunity to say once again where they can find you at, where you do, what you do, how you do. For anybody caught it late, let them know who you are, what you do, how you do, and who you serving up, and then we're gonna get out of here.
All right, that's what's up. So this is Roberto Gooden, aka Dirty Fingers. I am the founder of Funk Nation Radio. You can check out Funk Nation Radio online anywhere you can stream a great music show. You can stream Funk Nation, one word, and radio. Funk Nation Radio. We broadcast live in Northeast Pennsylvania, in the Poconos on Friday, and in the Lehigh Valleys on Saturday. Same time, 11:59 p.m. until 3 a.m. in the morning. Funk Nation Radio is a live FM radio show and a podcast that you can get like on iHeartRadio. I also have a record company called Funk Nation Recordings, and just this past Tuesday we dropped our next official release by Javier Gooden. His album. It's called Young Kings, as you can see by my merch shirt. Young Kings Wear Crowns, Volume 2. And it's the evolution of his voice from the time he was 16 with his first record, official record, to 18 with some new records that he just created. So go in there, check it out. Spotify, Apple. It's a red cover with a crown on it.
Okay.
And you got like one. Right?
Okay.
That's about me. That's what I do for fun, and I do hopefully for a living is to continue to do something in music.
That's all right. Keep it up. Keep going. Y'all talking about
Thank you.
18 years. I'm over here talking about, can I just retire? Last time I was out there, I was telling Damani, listen, you need to do this and that and this and that. Telling Dochi, listen, I need for you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So for me to see Dochi win like that, I was so proud because I was telling her, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. And if you go through my line, you see me promoter, 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 promoter. You get what I'm saying? So there are people around me, and if you, like I said, just go through. You'll see even in my live, you'll be like, oh shoot, there's some people in her little live, and
Right.
Javier Gooden too in a minute. So tell him, look me up, holla at me, and
Okay.
tell Javier we're gonna get him out there too, and I'm gonna give him some, ones and twos on how to slink past and how to get on by. Okay,
Okay. Thank you. All
and
right. So your words.
yeah, some inside scoop. You feel me?
All right. I'll let
Yeah,
his manager know. So she would definitely want to talk with you about that.
yeah,
Appreciate you, sis.
yeah, yeah. You feel me? Because they got a little ban on us. They got a little closeout on us right now because they see some money's coming from different directions and stuff, and they don't want to split that money. It's the same hustle.
Hmm. Yeah,
You
but
know.
we got to make sure we found it.
Yeah, it's the same hustle as the illegal migrants. It's the same hustle. We're gonna do it for cheap price. We're gonna get the cheaper ones, and we gonna move this out. We're gonna keep our capital, and we're gonna keep blocking y'all out. So, I give those sort of inside scoops so that y'all can Hassan chop. You feel me?
Yes, I do. Yes,
And
I
eat
do. All
and
right, we
eat right up in there.
connected. We will stay connected, sis. I appreciate that.
All right, bye. Thank you very much. Make sure you have a good night. Drive safely, and I so appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All
All
right,
right.
y'all. Funk video, we out, man. Make sure you check her out. Every time she's on the air, you can find her information right in her bio somewhere inside there. And of course, this is Mr. Dirty. We are out. One.
Peace. That was Mr. Dirty Fingers, y'all. Y'all go check him out on his radio shows. He have given you access to him. Go check out Javier Gooden. His information is in the comment section. Who do I have here next week? I can't even remember. I'm getting older, y'all. I can't remember, but I'll put up the you guys know I'll put up the what you call it, the what I'm trying to say. I'll put up the flyer in the comment section, in the community board section. So until next time, Until next time.
Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speed up. Anonymous activity, Bobby B stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, the motion, and eat up. Fresh out of the freezer.